रानी क्या हाल है?
बढ़िया।
कमा देखे कि बस यही
बस बैठे हो, कमोदा नहीं कुछ था, क्या कमाना
अतरी
है।
अतरी हो क्या हक्का पाना। पहले तू भी कमा देखे कि तू भी
बैठ
वेला
के
ही
जा
है। जय 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 जय। दिव्यांश भाई क्या हो गया है? बहुत सीरियस हो। संजीव सर आपका माइक ऑन हो गया है। अतरी बस
मुझे बहुत लिखती है यार।
बोल भाई।
हाँ भाई
तेरी मुझे बहुत कातिल है यार, काट के उसको।
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning,
Good morning, sir.
morning,
Good morning, sir.
morning, morning,
Good morning, sir.
morning,
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
morning,
sir.
everybody. Morning,
Good morning, sir.
morning,
Good morning, sir.
morning,
Good morning, sir.
morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Okay,
sir.
morning. All right. Any doubts so far in the previous topics that we have done? Anybody has any queries? Nothing?
No, sir.
All right. So then we are moving on to our next big topic that we have, that is called as list. इसका एक क्वेश्चन तो अंडरस्टूड ही है कि you will always get one question on list. So be prepared for that. One question on list will surely be there in your exam. So that is the importance of it. So let us start with list. Okay. So I'm starting off on the list component. Okay. So list से शुरू करते हैं. So what happens in the case of a list is when the weight is shifted transversely. So when the weight is loaded in a transverse direction, this is that weight W, which is loaded transversely. So as a result of that, a lever gets created. So first of all, the buoyancy Bravo 1 will shift towards the inclined side, towards the loaded side or shifted side. If it is a discharge, then it will be shifted to the opposite side. So as a result, the G would also shift of the vessel in a direction. Let's call that as G1. And now the vertical goes upward through the vessel, through the G1 and B1. And therefore, this becomes theta. Mind you, GG1 is perpendicular to the original upright line. How is this GG1 different from the writing lever? The writing lever is perpendicular to the B1M line. That is the difference. GG1 is perpendicular to the original KM line. That is how it is different. So now the list, which is theta, is tan theta, is equal to perpendicular over base. So that becomes GG1. Mind you, GG1 is parallel to BB1. GG1 is parallel to BB1. So, because the two are so close to each other. So therefore, but GG1 will be equal to WD upon W. So therefore, tan theta becomes equal to WD by WGM.
सर दैट्स
हाँ,
एरर आ रही है.
come again. क्या बोल रहे हो?
सर स्क्रीन ब्लर आ रहा है सर.
सबको? Everybody?
सर मेरे को तो शो ही नहीं हो रही है.
नहीं सर,
आप-
दिखाई दे रहा
एरर
है.
आ रहा है.
हाँ जी.
सही आ रही है सर.
सर कईयों में ब्लर आ रही है सर.
So
Blur है.
try to log out. Try to log out and then come back again.
सर सही दिख रहा है अब.
अब सही दिख रहा है?
अब सही है सर.
ओके. ये माइक्रोसॉफ्ट टीम्स का जादू है. दिस इज हमारे 1.5 साल की जुगाड़ टेक्नोलॉजी. So therefore, tan theta is equal to WD by WGM, where W small is the weight being loaded, discharged or shifted. D is the distance athwartship from the center line, which is going to cause the listing. Capital W is the displacement of the vessel, final. And GM is the GM fluid of the vessel. This W into D is also called as listing moment. Weight into distance, lever, is called as a moment. So listing moment. So this is also called as listing moment. So these are the various formulas that we will be using now. So let's go straight on to the numericals. And I'm going on to
सर एक बार ये लिस्टिंग मूवमेंट का आपस से बता दीजिए.
listing moment. This W into D, force into lever, is known as a moment. Since it is causing a list, therefore it will be called as a listing moment.
So what will be this lever?
D, the distance from the center line.
Okay, sir.
This distance is called as D. The distance
Okay,
from the
sir.
center line, which is causing the list. अगर मैं port से starboard shift कर रहा होता, तो the athwartship distance from port to starboard. अगर मैं load कर रहा हूँ या discharging कर रहा हूँ, तो it is from center line.
सर एक बार एल एम समझा दीजिए सर. एल एम
Listing moment. Listing moment.
लिस्टिंग मूवमेंट. यस सर. यस सर.
Listing moment is W into D. ये W और ये D.
यस सर. थैंक यू.
हमने जैसे किया था vertical moment, free surface moment, right? तो इसमें आ गया लिस्टिंग मोमेंट. Any force into any lever is called as a moment. Okay. So I'm starting off with example 3. Example 3. Example 3. So we have a ship displacement 10,000 tons. KM 7 meters. KG 6 meters. And she is doing multiple operations. So we have to find out the final list after those multiple operations. So we make a table. So listing moment table, or list table we can also call it as listing moment table. So first one is weights. Before that is remarks. Then is weights. Weights के नीचे load, discharge. Then lever, that is D, which is the distance from center line. Then we have LM, listing moment port, listing moment starboard. सबसे पहले we have loaded 800 tons in number 2 lower hold. Number 2 lower hold, load 800 tons. She has been loaded 4 meters to port of center line. 4 meters. 4 meters to port of center line. All right. Next, she is going to cause, when I'm loading so much, she is going to cause 3,200 W into D as the listing moment. So listing moment will be 3,200 to port, nothing to starboard. ये समझ में आ गया क्या कर रहा हूं मैं?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the kg, because I'm discharging, my kg will also change. For that, I'll have to make a vertical moments table. वो मैं अलग से बनाऊंगा. अभी, for the time being, I'm making them separate. Later, if you can handle multiple operations, then उसको unify करके एक बड़ा सा table भी बना सकते हैं. But अभी, for the time being, I'm making a separate table to explain. Then the next operation is loading of 600 tons in number 4 lower hold. So number 4 lower hold, loaded 600 tons. And this weight has been loaded 8 meters to starboard of center line. 8 meters starboard. Is W into D. This will be 4,800. Port will be nothing. Supposing I was discharging this, then I would have written this in discharge. This would, मैं starboard से discharge कर रहा हूँ, so it will give me a port listing moment. Do you copy that?
No sir, एक बार सर.
अगर मैं ये 600 टन इधर से डिस्चार्ज करूं तो मैं किधर जाऊंगा?
पोर्ट से.
तो देन यहाँ पे ये पोर्ट में आता.
Yes sir. Discharge port. Yes sir.
Next, discharges 400 tons from upper deck. Upper deck. Discharge 400 tons. तो डिस्चार्ज की कॉलम में आ गया. And she discharges 2 meters to port of center line. 2 meters to port. तो ये मुझे कौन सा लिस्टिंग मोमेंट देगा?
Starboard.
Starboard.
Port.
पोर्ट. मैं पोर्ट से डिस्चार्ज कर रहा हूँ,
Starboard निकल गया सर.
तो ये मुझे स्टारबोर्ड देगा. ये समझ में आया क्या क्या किया हमने अभी तक?
Yes sir.
All right. So, total loading 8 and 6, 1400. Total discharge 400. Net weight that we have done is 1400 of loading and 400 of discharging. So 1000 tons is what we have net. इधर आते हैं. This total is 3200. This total is 5600. So final listing moment will be 5600 minus 3200 is equal to 5 minus 3, 2, 6 minus 2, 4. 2400 TM to starboard. ये समझ में आ गया है? Anybody any doubts? Anybody any doubts? Clear है? Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we make a vertical moments table. अब vertical moments की बारी है. So अब हम vertical moments पे जा रहे हैं. Because हमें फाइनल फ्लूइड जीएम चाहिए वो डिनोमिनेटर में. तो अगर हमें फाइनल फ्लूइड जीएम चाहिए तो हमें वर्टिकल मोमेंट्स निकालने पड़ेंगे फाइनल केजी निकालने के लिए. इसलिए हम वर्टिकल मोमेंट्स टेबल बनाएंगे अब. So same way, remarks, weights, loaded, discharge. This time the lever is going to be kg because we are finding out moments about the keel. So kg, vertical moments for loaded and for discharge. So सबसे पहले initial condition, my initial displacement of the vessel given to me in the question, 10,000 tons, discharging is nil. Initial vertical moments, kg is given to me as 6 meters. Weight into kg will give me vertical moment. That will be 60,000. Discharging will be nil. Now we start with our various loadings and discharging operations. So number 2 lower hold 800 टन हमने लोड किया था. उस 800 टन का केजी क्या था? 3.75 given to us in the question. क्योंकि मैं लोड कर रहा हूं 800 into 3.75. कितना आता है? 3,000. Discharging will be nil. Next, number 4 lower hold. 600 टन की लोडिंग करी. Discharging is nil. Number 4 lower hold की केजी 6 मीटर. And 6 into 6 will be 36. So number 4 lower hold. Then we come to upper deck. And यहाँ पे 400 टन की डिस्चार्जिंग हो रही है और जो मैं डिस्चार्जिंग कर रहा हूँ अपर डेक से उसकी केजी 10 मीटर है. तो इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई किया तो ये बनेगा 4000 और इसको डिस्चार्जिंग है तो ये डिस्चार्जिंग के कॉलम में जाएगा. These are the various weights that I have loaded or discharged. So therefore, इसका टोटल 11,400. इसका टोटल 400. The W final will be 11,400 minus 400 ये वाला, that will be 11,000 tons. This is my W final. Is this okay with everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are now coming on to vertical moments. So 60,000, 63,000, 66,000, 00, ये 4,000. तो minus 4,000. That will give me total vertical moments or final vertical moments. एक ही बात है. 66,600 minus 4,000 comes as equal to 62,000 62,600. Therefore, the final kg will be equal to total vertical moments upon W final is equal to 62,600 divided by 11,000 is equal to
5.691.
5 point 5.691. This is my final kg. Hanji, any doubts so far? So therefore, Km is equal to 7 meters given in the question, minus kg 5.691 gives me GM solid 1.309. Okay, this gives me GM solid. Now FSC is equal to FSM over W final. FSM given in the question is 4,400 upon W final 11,000.
0.4.
0.4 is the FSC, free surface correction. So minus FSC will give me the final GM fluid, which comes as equal to 0.909. So therefore, अब फॉर्मूले में आ जाओ, tan theta is equal to final listing moment upon W final into GM fluid. फाइनल लिस्टिंग मोमेंट हमने कैलकुलेट किया था was 2,400 to starboard divided by 11,000 into GM fluid 0.909. And therefore tan inverse कर दो उसको and you get your theta. And write your answer in degrees and minutes. So list will be so much. This is your final answer. Haji, any doubts? Any doubts? All okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm going on to the question number 5, example 5. A ship of displacement 8,000, no, 15,000 tons. So W 15,000 tons, KM9 kg 8.7 is listed 10 degrees to port. KM9 kg 8.7. So इस जहाज की कोई इनिशियल जीएम है, उसके बेसिस पे इसकी इनिशियल लिस्ट 10 डिग्रीज पोर्ट है. इनिशियल लिस्ट 10 डिग्रीज टू पोर्ट. अब इसने लोडिंग करी है 150 टन कार्गो 7 meters above keel. So loading on 50 tons. Kg of the weight being loaded is 7 meters and 4 meters to starboard. We have to calculate the final list. So same mechanism जैसे पहले किया था, फर्क ये है कि इनिशियल लिस्ट है. तो tan theta is equal to initial listing moment upon W into GM fluid. So tan 10 degrees is equal to ILM, initial listing moment, W 15,000 tons, initial GM 0.3. So calculate, cross multiply and calculate the initial listing moment.
Sir, 793.5 tons meter.
793.5 ton meter. And this is to port. Because मेरी इनिशियल लिस्ट पोर्ट को है, तो ये इनिशियल लिस्टिंग मोमेंट टू पोर्ट है. अब ये जो मैंने वेट लोड किया, इसकी वजह से कुछ लिस्टिंग मोमेंट कॉज हुआ. सो कॉज्ड विल बी W into D, 150 into what will be the D? 4 meters. This is going to be 600 टन मीटर. एंड क्योंकि मैंने स्टारबोर्ड में लोडिंग करी है, तो ये मुझे स्टारबोर्ड लिस्टिंग मोमेंट देगा. So final listing moment will be initial listing moment difference listing moment caused. That is minus because दोनों opposite हैं. अगर सेम साइड होता तो ऐड हो जाता. So therefore, different names, difference, same names, sum. So difference of the two, 193.5 to the port is my final listing moment. Now let us come to, ये तो इनिशियल कंडीशन का सारी कहानी हो गई. अब फाइनल कंडीशन में आ रहे हैं. But now we are coming on to the final condition. So W final will be 15,150 tons because I am loading. Discharging होता तो minus हो जाता. Now my kg is 8.7. I am loading below my kg of the ship. So GG1 will go in which direction?
So downwards.
Downward. WD by W. So GG1 is downwards is equal to small w 150 into D. How much will be the D?
Seven minus 8.7 minus 7.
Difference of the kgs of the cargo and the ship.
The kg of the ship and the kg of the weight.
So 1.7.
Please remember D is equal to kg of the ship minus the kg of the weight. Supposing this was higher. Supposing the kg of the weight was 9 meters. Then what would have been the D? 9 minus 8.7. That is 0.3. It is the difference. Again, I'm repeating. It's the difference of the kg of the ship and the kg of the weight. So 1.7 divided by 15,150. This will give me GG1 going downward 0.017 meter. Therefore, kg1 is equal to 8.7 minus 0.017. The final kg1 will be equal to 8.683.
Six eight three.
8.683.
8.683 is the kg1. So now, having done that, so let us start with km. So km was 9 meters. Minus kg1, that is 8.683, gives me G1m solid
0.317.
0.317. Now I need FSC. FSC is not mentioned in the question, so therefore FSC is 0, not mentioned. So GM fluid. I can write it as GM also, this is okay. I don't need to write G1M, it's the same thing. 0.317 is the fluid GM of the vessel. Now find out the list. So final list tan theta is equal to final listing moment 193.5 to the port divided by W final 15150 into GM fluid 0.317. Find the theta in degrees and minutes.
2 degree 18.4 minutes.
2 degrees 18.4
minutes.
minutes. And this will be, the list will be to
Port side.
to the port side. This is how you'll be doing this question. Hanji, any doubts on this one? Any doubts?
FSC नहीं दिया रहेगा तो माइनस 0 ले लिया जाएगा।
हाँ, अगर FSC नहीं है तो GM fluid, GM solid is equal to GM fluid. अगर FSC नहीं दिया हुआ है कभी क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्टली FSM भी दिया जा सकता है, इट इज पॉसिबल। ऐसा भी होता है कि डायरेक्टली आपको क्वेश्चन में FSM दे देंगे, तो यू कैन फाइंड आउट द फाइनल FSC फर्स्ट। दैट इज FSC
में वैसे ही तो था।
हाँ जी,
एग्जांपल नंबर 3 में सेम ऐसा ही तो था, FSM दे रखा है।
FSM दे रखा है, तो उसको डिवाइड बाय W फाइनल करके फाइनल FSC निकालोगे और उसको यूज करोगे यहाँ पे। सो आपकी फाइनल GM फ्लूइड जो है और कम हो जाएगी, और अगर आपकी फाइनल GM फ्लूइड कम हो जाएगी, ये डिनोमिनेटर में है, तो आपकी लिस्ट बढ़ जाएगी घटेगी? अगर आपकी GM कम होगी तो व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट ऑफ GM ऑन द लिस्ट?
सर लिस्ट बढ़ जाएगी।
डज एवरीबॉडी एग्री ऑन दिस? अगर GM
यस सर।
घटेगी तो व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट ऑफ GM ऑन द लिस्ट?
बढ़ जाएगी सर।
बढ़ जाएगी,
लिस्ट बढ़ जाएगी सर।
बिल्कुल।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 में है ना?
हाँ तो ये क्वेश्चन ओरल में पूछा जाता है कि GM का लिस्ट पे कोई इफेक्ट है कि नहीं। So the answer is it is inversely proportional. GM डिनोमिनेटर में है, लिस्ट लेफ्ट साइड में है ऊपर, तो इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है। So therefore GM घटेगा, लिस्ट विल इंक्रीज, लिस्ट बढ़ जाएगा। Similarly, what is the effect of free surface on list? अगर फ्री सरफेस बढ़ता है
सर सिर्फ लिस्ट बढ़ेगी सर।
तो लिस्ट बढ़ेगी, क्योंकि अगर फ्री सरफेस बढ़ेगी तो जीएम घटेगी। एग्रीड?
यस सर।
और अगर जीएम घटेगी तो लिस्ट बढ़ेगी। इज इट ऑल राइट? ओके, आज के लिए हेवी हो गया। So what I want you to do is, I want you to start doing the exercise at the back. Exercise 11. You can do up to question number 10. And then you can move forward after that. Actually, you can do up to question number अभी पहले क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 तक करो. Do up to question number 10 please. ठीक है? Please do exercise 11. Question number up to 1 to 10. This is a long exercise and इसको आराम आराम से करना है so that there are no doubts anywhere in your mind with regards to these questions. All right? There are a couple of videos of navigation which I have posted on your group. Okay? Captain Vishnu Sharma wale. They are very good and I want you to go through them. All right? Have you been seeing them? Yes or no? YouTube के videos हैं. Please start going through them. Okay, they'll come in very handy for you. Because in the coming days now, the number of classes are going to increase in chart work and all. So अगर आपकी chart work की increase होगी, you have to cope up with that. And they are explained very well. All right. Okay. So see you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.